come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. What are the weapons of Yahweh's indignation? Those are those missiles. All right, those ICBM missiles. Those are the weapons of Heavenly Father Yahweh's indignation, man. All right. What did he tell the prophet Isaiah? He says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coal in the fire." All right, those missiles are created for the Most High's purpose. All right, something that Esau himself can't even grasp on, man. You got Esau. The scientists of Esau created those missiles, right? And Esau, he got them on deck, man. Got those missiles on deck. He think they're going to be used and shot off for his purpose. All right, but truly, when this World War III fully kicks off, all right, and Yahweh Shai appear and destroy those militaries, and then those missiles begin to be shot off into the ends of the earth, all right, you're going to see that the Father is the one that's in control of those missiles, because this is a place you see it. You notice it said to destroy the whole land. What whole land is this talking about? America. Another thing that the Most High told Isaiah was that they would sweep this place with a besom of destruction. All right, because this land right here, all right, this land right here is it's on the Heavenly Father's agenda to be totally wiped out. Let's bring up precepts that backs that up. That brings to mind of Revelation 18 as well. In fact, let's go to Jeremiah 50 first. Let's go to Jeremiah 50 first. Jeremiah 50 and verse 24. It says, I could start up, but it's cool. We'll go right to the point. Verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Now, you look at Iraq, that's the old Babylonian landmass, right? That's the main part of it, right? Well, during the time of Jeremiah the prophet, when he lived back then, it wasn't destroyed by fire. All right, because remember, this place is going to be destroyed by fire. It says, verse 25, Yahweh had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. It's not talking about, when it speaks about the Most High bringing forth his weapons of indignation, it is not talking about, bringing out these different men with horses and chariots, that kind of horse and chariots. No, it's not talking about that. Men carrying actual swords and spears. No, it's not talking about that. All right. The Most High's weapon of his indignation is talking about those missiles. Remember, the Most High is a consumer of fire. How is he going to destroy this place? By fire. Verse 26, come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Now, Iraq still haven't been inhabited today. So it's not talking about when Iraq got bombed during this so-called war on terror. When they went there to get Saddam Hussein. It's not talking about all that shit. All right, it's talking about America, man. The virgin daughter of Babylon, which is America. All right, Babylon the Great. That's America. Okay. That's not something to be confused. It says, let me see. I'm going right to the point. Revelation 18. Going right to the point where it says, shall be hit with fire. Revelation 18, verse 8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. So this is actually talking about Babylon, right? Babylon the Great, right? It says, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power, who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. I'm talking about America, because all the nations, all the countries do business through this place. That's why the trade center is here in America. All right? The U.S. dollar, the world reserve currency. Well, people have to do business through the dollar. So this place, or countries, many countries and all the nations have gotten rich off America. All right? That's a fact. It says kings of the earth, right? Talking about all the governments from across the earth, man. Most of them, what? They live literally, what? They get rich. They increase. They prosper off America. Let's say they're going to see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10. Standing far off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Yeah, there you go, man. That great city, Babylon. So when Iraq got bombed, did nobody got to weeping and shit and mourning because Iraq got bombed? You know, they bombed the shit out of Iraq, man. That's a whole country. They got bombed. Man, they got bombed so bad. But there's still a lot of inhabitants there. People that live there, you know. We want to talk about that. We're nobody mourning and weeping and shit. It's talking about America, man. Because it's going to say this. Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. You know, the things that because America, everything is in America now, you know, because the resources that was in America, you know, Esau been seized control of that. But all the resources that Esau have stolen, all right, by violence, you know, his military, and brought back to, you know, America, or controls through America, I should say, because Esau, he does control resources in other countries, all right, by his military power, man. Esau has a military, man, and he uses it to his advantage, man. All right, that's why he's able to occupy lands that belong to others, man. All right. When the Most High Heavenly Father put him in the ruling seat, he created a military, right? Even over here in America. All right, tells you that, man. He had when all of us was warned with Esau, as far as all the tribes, man. All right. Esau brought out a lot of soldiers, man. All right. And he had to put his or implement his military, all right, occupation over here in America. That's how he been able to keep a stronghold on America. All right, by setting up military posts throughout the land. All right, so if there would be slaves of our people that was trying to rebel, our Israelite slaves that were trying to rebel, all right, he would quickly send out his soldiers, all right, if it got so bad. If the sheriff or the marshals couldn't handle it, so he brought in his military men, all right, he brought in his soldiers, all right. That's why you have the stories of General Custer and devils like that, man. That was trying to wipe out the rest of Gadite tribes and stuff like that, man. You had the on this guy, man. Matter of fact, uh, I can't think of his name. Matter of fact, I do. Hold on, Spock. I know it's Jake name. He's actually from our tribe. It ain't nothing to get stuck on, but basically, Osceola was one of our he led a platoon against Esau. I forget his name Osceola though. I remember him. I can't remember the Edomite he went up against. Yeah, I know his name too, but I know his name though. I can't think of it. When they basically ambushed, Reuben, they ambushed us right there. Basically, he had led an assault back on Esau. And I forget the Edomite he went up against, man. But basically, I wanted to grab it, man. Cause Osceola, his name Osceola, but he was I believe he was an Edomite though, if I ain't mistaken though, because he actually had a Edomite dad. It wasn't him, Salakia. Osceola. His name was Billy Powell and shit, but basically, I was trying to think of the name. It's not important right now. It's not. Because the point I was making was what's going off, but it wasn't going off. It was going off subject. But yeah, it was basically like the military came up against us at various times. Whether it's conquistadors, Spaniards, English, French, but basically it was to set up military military posts to control the land. That's what occupation is all about. When you go into a land and you subdue it, is basically how Esau does is when he's going to a land and subdue the government or the military, he set up a post, a military post, and they occupy the land, control the land resources, and basically puts a leader in there. When Esau put a leader in there that he wants in there, which is called regime change. The regime change wars is all about Esau taking out a leader he don't like, basically against him, and he putting the leader he wants, it to be. And that's what it's all about, which is a wicked thing in itself, because you're not supposed to basically it's an unjust war. You're not supposed to go in there and destroy a country's leader whom they elected to be leader of them. All right. Now that's Esau acting like he's the Most High, because the scriptures tell you that the Most High is the one that put it down one and set it up another. Meaning what? Put him in the rulership. All right. So by Esau doing that, he's acting like he's the Most High. That links up with says 2 Thessalonians 3, where he set it he set it up and posed like he's the Most High, man. All right. Because by you doing that, you're saying that you're the Most High, Esau. You like this one Guaido character in Venezuela. He wasn't elected, all right, but Maduro, who was that? Maduro was elected, and the one Guaido wasn't elected. All right, even this lady in Bolivia, I forget this guy's name, man. President, I know his name, but anyways, though, they had an elected president. All right, and then this Janine lady, something, they basically ran him out the country. He basically got the fuck on. He was like, I don't even want to deal with it. So he got on, and they put the Janine lady in there. So this Janine lady is the one that's controlling Bolivia right now. She's acting as a leader of Bolivia, because she's someone, or she's a puppet leader. She's someone that's going to do what Esau tells her to do, and let Esau come in there and do what he wants. All right, that's why you gotta be put down, Esau, because you're the one that causing a lot of, you're the one that's causing a lot of oppression of the people, man. Isaiah 14 and 5 said, Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder it. That's you Edomites, man. That's Esau, man. You're the one that persecuted all the people, man. All right, with a continual stroke, man. All right. You smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke by you having these different sanctions on people. All right, the sanctions that causes the government of that land not to be able to provide meaningful resources to its people. Like even during this pandemic, you're not allowing certain countries to purchase vaccinations, because of your sanction on the people. All right, like Venezuela and those Central and South American countries that need vaccinations. I'm just making an example. All right, they got vaccines that's going out throughout the whole earth, right? But certain countries that's been sanctioned, they can't get vaccines. All right, because of those sanctions that Esau put up on them. All right, and even if they need certain ingredients to make themselves their own vaccine, you're still blocking those different ingredients they need to make up a vaccine for their people. You're blocking them through your sanctions, Esau. All right, places like the Iranians. All right, like I said, a lot of them Central and South American countries, all right, countries over in that's part of the EU, all right. You even having the issue with that. You got some of them NATO countries and EU countries. They're going to Russia to get their vaccine because Russia has a high efficacy rate as far as involving their vaccine, the Sputnik V. All right, so they're getting their vaccines through Russia, man. All right, that's what they're doing, man, because America is withholding stuff from these different countries, man. They're like, well, fuck it, we'll go to this, we'll go to your brothers across the pond, which is Atlantic, waters. All right, and get this, get it from them, All right, and you're trying to block that as well. All right, and another thing about what I read in Revelation the 18th chapter is how the fact that they live illicitly off you, because all these business ventures America do with these other countries, right? They're building their own currency up, these different countries, because they know that something big can happen with the U.S. dollar being the world reserve currency. All right, which is unfixable. All right, the U.S. currency, the U.S. dollar. All right, the U.S. dollar being the world reserve currency is unfixable. It's not backed by anything, and when it crashed, it just crashed. Everyone lost. So they're taking up means right now to go and find another currency that's reliable that they can do business through. All right. Habakkuk 2, verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgressed about wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, that's America being the melting pot. All right. It says he transgressed about wine. Wine represents the philosophies that you go spread throughout the earth, whether it be democracy or whatever, your vain ways be, man. And the people actually follow behind that shit, man. And they still get betrayed in the end. All right, like when people partake in in democracy, right? And they'll say, where he was democratically elected or she was democratically elected, you always see that America go right behind, right? They go right behind, and what'll happen? They'll overthrow the government that was democratically elected. So there was no need to have a election to begin with. All right. Verse 6, it says, should not all these take up a parable against him? In a tiny prophet, and that's you, Esau to a T, by the way, man. All right. And you are proud, very proud. And you destroyed a country. I was just, matter of fact, fuck. Oh yeah, it was in the news. Laos, the country is by Vietnam, right? Laos was bombed by you Edomites, man. They didn't have anything to do with the Vietnam War, but you bombed it. All right, you bombed Vietnam. All right, then Vietnam. You said that they had envoys going through Laos, according to you, and they had to play the actual recording of government officials. I think it was a president at the time. I forget it was a president. I want to say Nixon. But anyways, though, they had did a recording of the orders given out to just bomb it. Didn't have a reason to. Just bomb them, man. All right. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a telling proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. Yeah, woe means destruction to you or destroy the you. That increases that which is not yours, man. Everything that Esau gotten is not his. He gotten it by rape, robbery, destroying the people, destroying a country or a nation. All right, that's how Esau gets all his resources, man. All right, he don't go in and buys it from the. He don't go in and buy it from the people or do a trade. You know, he goes right in and with his military and he makes demands and he don't give it up. He just bomb you. But first he'll demonize you, then he'll bomb you. All right, like he'll make up all kind of excuses to go into a land and to destroy a land or to bomb a land. Like with Syria. Syria was been bombed because America said that they was over there creating. He was using chemical warfare on the people. That's what the excuse was. That's what they made up on Bashar al-Assad. They made it up on him. So that he was bombing or using chemical warfare on his own people. Turned out to be it was just strategic for you to bomb them because of whom Syria was doing business with. All right, they can do business with whom they want to. It's not for you to decide whom they do business with, Esau. All right, or who they partner up with. All right, but you in there, you demonize them. You in there, bomb them, the hell them back. Even right now, President Joe Biden, president of Babylon, right? He's the new king of Babylon. He ordered the first day in office. He ordered them to bomb Syria again. He ordered them to bomb Syria again, a country that's not even threatening America in war or no kind of shape, form, or fashion. All right, that links up with you when the scriptures speak about you spoiling many nations. That's Esau for you, man. Spoil nations just because of it, man. Like the scriptures say, he practices it because it's in the power of his hand. The Micah 2:1. All right, it says. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a telling proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. America's in total debt. Trillions on trillions on trillions of dollars of debt. All right, about 26 trillion dollars of debt. Debt it can never pay back. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee in a wake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Booties mean spoils. Right? It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that the world therein. You spoiled many nations, man. Esau, that's a known fact. I mean, look at the different countries that have been bombed since this so-called war on terror. All right, you bombed many countries, man. Syria, Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen. All right. Who else you bombed? If I'm missing the country, you can Google it. Slocky, you can Google it though. All right. But these countries are being bombed. A lot of Middle Eastern countries are being bombed, man. Even Palestine. All right, which is occupied mainly by Arabs, but over in the Palestinians, they've been bombed. All right. Now they're trying to with the human rights violations, which there always got to be human rights violations brought up, but there's never nothing done about it. You know what I mean? There's never nothing done about it. That's why the Heavenly Father is going to judge you. All right, with all your human rights violations, because you violated everyone, Esau. All right. So when the Heavenly Father brings that judgment upon you, that's it, man. All right. That's all she wrote, because you spoiled all the nations, so the Heavenly Father gonna allow you to be spoiled, man. All right. It says when you cease to spoil. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close on that, man. All right. This is the book of I'm gonna turn to what's like Isaiah 33:1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." Yeah, man, because all the nations you spoiled Esau and dealt treacherously with them, you know, they're gonna deal with you, all right, the same way you dealt with them, all right. Especially the nation of Israel, which is the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people, our people, man. They're gonna, you know, we're gonna have first dibs on that in the kingdom of heaven, because you spoil our nation completely, man, except for the elect, man. So the Heavenly Father is gonna bring forth that judgment upon you, Esau. All right, expect for your people to be spoiled, man. Thus saith the Bible, man, which is the Lord's word. So thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, and that's only fair. That's what you call true justice. All right, when you're able to get back at your enemies, all right, whom done evil and wicked things to you. It's called recompense in the scriptures, man. All right, and that's what we're gonna get, man, as a nation, the nation of Israel. All right, whom is not Messiah right now, whom we're dead last right now. We're gonna be first. We're gonna get that payback, that recompense. All right, because the Heavenly Father's gonna give us that. All right. So with that, I want to say, Lord willing, you was edified today. I have somewhere to be. So Salakia. But all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Till next time, I say Shalom.